Coming to you from Strings and Things Studio in Ventura, California, I'm Karin.
I'm Katie.
I'm Ann.
And this is the Strings Unraveled podcast.
Okay. Welcome
Happy
to September. It's my least favorite month of the year.
I'm just pretending it's early October.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Happy. It's like October. Well, it doesn't work that way. I was gonna say October number one and October number two. So yeah, early October. I like that.
So
It's the early extension.
yeah,
It's a prequel. Prequel to October. Oh, she brought out the good stuff.
Well, I used up all of the end of your hot apple cider tea, which I didn't
Good.
love as a tea all by itself.
No.
But then you put the pumpkin spice tea with it.
Oh, that sounds yummy.
So that's what I've got in my mug right now.
Nice.
The
It
Republic
smells
of Tea.
amazing.
It's really delicious. So, if you're feeling like you need something.
Oh, I just remembered. Keep talking.
Yeah.
One of I had dropped in today, and a very lovely customer came in with this giant Starbucks, and she goes, "I'm here to bribe you for something that she didn't need to bribe me for, but I put it in the fridge, so I'm gonna go grab."
Oh yeah, get your Starbucks. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, totally. It's officially early October since I don't know, a week ago. The pumpkin spice latte dropped because I had it on Saturday. I had my first pumpkin spice latte on August 25th or something.
I will say I am
26th.
not here for PSL, but I'm kind of crazy about apple crisp oatmeal.
Oh,
the
yeah.
I
iced
tried that
apple
one and I
crisp.
didn't like it.
Oh no, I don't like
had-
that, but I love apple.
I had to
crisp.
acquire it. I like the apple crisp. Sometimes they're a little heavy on the oat milk, and it has a weird, odd flavor. I mean, because I'm
like
not
oat milk.
I know. I'm adjusting to it.
You want to hear my pumpkin spice latte? It's iced.
Oh, that's good.
As it should be.
As it should be in this
Early
right,
October
when it's
in
85
Southern
degrees
California.
today.
in the first prequel. So yeah, part of August is the October prequel 1. September is October prequel 2.
It's spooky season. Well, I don't consider it spooky season until after Labor Day.
Correct.
Just because I
Yeah.
like to bother James because he keeps telling me it's spooky season, and I'm like, we haven't even had your birthday yet, which is Labor Day.
Well, that's
so.
what my kids I haven't been able to find the fake spider webs for a couple years. And so we were looking at it in one store, and it was like
Where did I see it?
$7 or something. And I'm going to put it out, and then I'm going to take it down. Plus, I already have a lot of natural spider webs in my
There's
front
so
yard.
many spiders this year.
A lot of big spiders. I walked into a web going into the garden, which is creepy enough. I hate that. But then when I looked back, the spider was like a quarter.
Yeah.
Oh, those are the orb weavers. They won't hurt you.
No, I'm not afraid of them.
But they're so chunky.
I know.
I was
actually,
actually-
I don't want to hang out with it. So
I like looking at them. I was a little sad that I'd messed up its beautiful work.
yeah.
But on the
that's
other
a big
hand,
old spider.
that's a big old spider
I have to
to see
park,
next to your head.
I have to back into my parking spot at home because a spider keeps building a web between my door and the wall that I park next to. And I feel bad destroying his work every day when I have to go to work, but I also don't want to walk through it, so now I have to park backwards.
Yep.
So he's probably still doing it, but I don't notice.
You just tear it apart when you drive away.
The
Yeah,
things
exactly.
the way we adjust our life for nature.
Aw, look
There's
at us.
There's a beautiful little praying mantis living in our cherry tree in our backyard, and
Ooh.
James goes out every day to check on his friend because he's like, is he still there? Is he still in the tree? And he's still there.
That's cool.
Most likely, is she still there?
Yeah. I don't know how to sex a praying mantis.
Fair
but...
enough. So they keep the kids keep saying, "Let's get Halloween decorations. Let's start that," and it's like we have to have our standards. After Labor Day is when the outside decorations can go.
Yeah.
Inside, I have been participating in the 100-day countdown, which I just need to learn. Sort of Christmas Eve is December 24th.
Yeah. What's the
July 23rd is 100 days before Halloween. So
July
just,
23rd is
mark your
100
Google
days.
calendar
Okay.
so it comes up every year for you. Just automate that. for
Good to
you.
know.
So yeah, I'm here for spooky season to start any day now.
Yay.
Any day now.
Well, who wants to go first with what they're working on? I'll go first with what I'm working on.
What are you working on, Katie?
Yeah.
I have a pretty good list of both working on and finished things this month. I have to knit one more stitch on my chart before I lose my place. So I have been working on my second Tolsta tee, which I realize I've left in my office, but you've seen it before.
Yeah.
I've separated for the sleeves. I've done a little bit on the body, and then I went back and I finished the sleeves because they're like half an inch long. I did the ribbing, and so I'm just cruising along on the body. Look at my list. I cast on for a sweater for myself. I shared this on our Slack between the three of us because I was like, "Man, look at this sweater."
Yeah, it's cool.
So this is.
Ooh, I like the colors you picked.
So the pattern is called Critical Knit. It is
you got that done fast.
Well, it's not done.
Yeah.
I mean, you got that.
You're like
A lot of the yoke
right?
is done.
Yeah, I have one big chart left, and then I can divide for my sleeves. It's a colorwork pullover, inspired by Dungeons and Dragons dice specifically. So it's got a big motif on the top of 3 different size die, and then there's lots of optional colorwork for like cuff bands, like for the body with different like shields or swords or whatever. Like you can mix and match different things. I haven't just looked that far ahead to decide what I'm going to do for that part. But the yarn I'm using is our favorite yarn.
Our
favorite yarn.
Name, I cannot recall.
Lux Merino,
There
I
you
remember,
go.
is from Loops and Threads. This every time I use this yarn, I'm like, this is an incredible yarn.
I know.
It's $9.99 regular price for 400 yards of DK weight, like merino wool blend, which in and of itself is an incredible deal. And then you get it on sale.
So good.
It does. It feels great. I feel like this version feels better than the last one too.
Yeah, it's like a little more like
Yes, a little more luxe.
bodied. Yeah,
A little almost like a little more sheen to it.
yes.
So I'm
You have
using
to jump on that bandwagon.
You
But
gotta
good
go.
luck.
I know.
I think I'm gonna make because I want that lavender you're working in.
This is last year's yarn
okay
or last version's, whatever.
I'm
When-
gonna have to check my stash.
last
then.
season's
When
color
it
is-
went out last time at Michael's, and I went and I
That's
was
right.
like, I just bought whatever they had was one skein of this purple, and I was like, what am I gonna do with one skein of this? Well, it works great with the charcoal that I have for the body of my sweater.
Because
So
it's perfect. I want the lavender that's available to do the field sweater because I have a really hot purple to carry along in the leaf pattern on
nice.
top.
I actually haven't been to Michael's to look at this yarn. I just placed an online order when I saw they had enough of it, and I was like, I gotta just get it.
Yeah, because they
And I picked up my order and left because I was in a hurry. But
they have almost nothing on the shelves. So
I was very
you chose
impressed that they
well.
had 4 skeins of this dark gray color in stock when I bought it, and one of them's a different dye lot, and I should have looked at which one it was before I started. I didn't, but
Oh well.
yeah, whatever. I'll figure it out. So yeah, I'm working on that. That's been what I've like focused on at home. And I'm having a good time working on it. I'm in a color work mood. Oh, I have something else to talk about. So with this sweater, there's larger swatches between
I'm wondering. Yeah.
the stitches of the color work. So I taught myself the ladder back jacquard technique.
The what?
It's called ladder back jacquard.
Oh.
So it's a technique of knitting longer floats, and they're not attached to the body, so it doesn't mark the fabric like your traditional float catching.
Yeah.
I'm going to teach it as a class.
Excellent.
Because I am like this. I'm very impressed. It works great. It's easy. It's and it's going to make like a nice flat fabric on the front, which I'm very happy about. And when you have high contrast between your colors, it's kind of important because then you see those little blips of color showing up. So I'm really happy with how that's working. So for the class that I'm teaching, which by the time you guys are listening to it, the class schedule is out and you can sign up for it, is a buffalo plaid check hat.
Perfect.
Because there's large swatches of 10 stitches between that need long floats. So I'm doing that for the class to teach it. So this is sort of just like the pattern that I chose.
Can I see it?
It is
Yeah.
really nice to learn a technique in a small project.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if you make a mistake, it's just a hat.
Beautiful.
It's
Yeah.
and
It's a nice, easy place to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing that with 2 colors of wool stock. Is that what the yarn is? I got from
I
the
love wool stock.
stash
It
swap
feels
last
good.
year. Yeah.
Oh, that's what you made Felix in. Felix? Is that what you said?
Is that the name of it? Yes. Is that it?
Because I was trying to remember what you almost tempted me to use all my like little tiny skeins of wool stock for.
Yeah.
And I think it was encouraging me to make a striped Felix.
Because that's what I was going to do with that bag that I have left. So I just pulled 2 skeins out of it for this hat. But I think Felix is the name of it. So there's that. And then another D&D inspired project that I'm making. I'm making hats for 2 of my friends who we play with, and I found this pattern. It's got a stupid name, but the pattern's called Big Dice Energy, and it's a color work. I have the picture here, but to show you because I haven't gotten very far.
Oh, that's cool.
There it is. So it's a color work hat with a big D20 in the middle of it, and it's got like a Fair Isle kind of design around it, diamonds and stuff. And I have yarn in my stash that I'm using for that. This is Yarnalia. Marvel is the name of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm making one that's gray with red color work, and then I have a skein of like a denim-y blue for the other one I'm gonna make, because one of my friend's favorite color is blue and the other one's red. I originally started this because James was like, I want that hat. So I started it. I was like, oh, I'll make it for his birthday. I'm not going to finish it by Sunday. So I think I'll show it to him and be like, what do you think? I'm not making this for you, but I promise I will make you one. But it's been fun.
The kinks out.
Yeah. I'm going to see if the yarn works, see if it fits, blah, blah, blah. But I started this today, and it's a big chart because it's a big chart you repeat 3 times. So it's easy to get lost, which I did.
I have made a D20 chart. It is hard.
Yeah, I'm not even at that part yet. But and I also didn't have a 16-inch size 4 available at the time. So I'm doing it magic loop, which is working fine. And it gives me a good chance for the color work floats to like spread out well. But that means that one of my charts is split over 2 halves of the needle, which is adding extra confusion to me.
Yep.
But
it's worth it. It's cute. I'm excited to hear that what is the dice sweater called? Critical Knit has more to it, because I thought that is a very cool sweater, but do I want to do a sweater of dice, which are challenging charts, because it doesn't quite have the rhythm of other repeat charts. But it's fun that it has other
it's got little color work bands you can put in. I don't know if I'm going to or not. I haven't decided yet. But it's a really well designed pattern too, and it's written for like men's sizes and women's, like men shaping, women shaping. I don't really know what the difference is at this point. But yeah, it's a good pattern, and the designer, I think she said it was her first pattern that she designed. Wow, and it must have been well tested, because it's a pretty good pattern. And those are all of the things that I am currently working on right now.
Very nice.
Who's next?
I have been trying to manage the condition called startitis this year, and then I gave into it the last month or 2. But I thought I was doing much worse than I am.
Okay.
So I have like a very reasonable list of things that I'm working on. In my hands right now is a Alpine Bloom by Caitlin Hunter. Nice. And I am, of course, using the yarn, the Lex Merino.
Our favorite yarn.
Yeah, our favorite yarn. In this lovely pinky peach color.
Very pretty.
And then my contrast color is Patton's Croy. And I am so happy with it.
It looks very fun.
It's very cheerful. And the color of the Patton's Croy is clover, which I would not have gotten.
Yeah, why would you name it that?
Right? I don't understand. Because it's reds and yellows and blues and greens,
very
all
like primary,
saturated.
Like crayon box or something.
Yeah, but it's called Clover's. Clover's Colors is what the color is called.
Maybe it's for someone's name, Clover.
Oh, maybe.
If it's Clover's Colors, not the plant per se, maybe someone named Clover.
Yeah, that feels like there's some reason.
It makes a little more sense.
So I wasn't, like, I'm not, when you look at this pattern and people's finished projects, it's always a little visually annoying to me when, like, the self-striping, because it's meant for spin cycle or any other self-striping with a long color repeat, but that always has, like, a light spot in it.
Yeah.
And I don't love in the chart when the light part kind of recedes. Yeah. So I was afraid that was happening. I mean, I always test my contrast with a picture before I commit. And these were, like, boldly different between light and dark. But now that there's, like, enough pattern, I'm very happy with it.
It looks great.
Yeah, thank you.
I love the lace at the neckline, too. It's very pretty.
Yeah, this is a fun pattern. I haven't been disappointed with any Kaylin Hunter patterns,
I haven't either.
I have to say. Which I'm working on 2 northerlies. And I don't spend a lot of time, like, evaluating other people's patterns on Ravelry. I, like, see it, look a little, decide that I like it. But this is one where I'm, like, I really went down the rabbit hole of how people did their sleeves. Because if you look at the pattern description, it is supposed to be a 3/4 length sleeve.
Yeah.
But then you look at how many repeats of the stitch pattern were done on the sample, and there's a little video of her wearing it, or her model wearing it, and the model keeps pulling it up like it's longer than they intended it to be or something. So
something suspicious going on.
Right. So I finished the body on my worsted weight one, and then I'm, through the yoke and divided for sleeves and body on my sport weight one, which is in our favorite yarn, and Patton's Cry. It's what Michaels has to offer, So I've decided I'm going to do 1 repeat of the sleeve for the lightweight one. And then I'm going to try this one, see how that looks, try this one on, and probably do a full length for the worsted weight. Because I'm going to be wearing this on the rare day that it's cold.
Yeah. Cold-ish.
So I'll probably want long sleeves.
Yeah.
But I'm very, very happy with
that
how
kind of
this is
sweater.
turning out.
I always think doesn't really make a whole lot of sense 3/4 length sleeve,
Right?
Because if you're going to be wearing it, it's because it's cold enough to wear it. I love the little bird standing on the little red ridge at the bottom.
Yeah,
it looks like a little line of pennants or something. It's very cute.
I thought I had enough yarn in all the stash I gathered, but I did have to get more for the bottom 2 colors. But I am obsessed with this brownish orange color.
It's like a ginger.
Umber. Yeah. And I want something just
That's a gorgeous
in this
color.
Umber is a really good name for it because it's like a dark ginger.
Yeah, it's just woolies.
I have a sweater that color that I made on the machine and I loved it, but it didn't fit me.
Oh.
And I've always wanted to make another one because I really like that color.
Woolies umber. So 2 northerlies and 1 alpine bloom. I think that's enough Caitlin Hunter at one time.
Yeah, that's a good list.
And then
no, I mean of
Caitlin Hunter.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not
That's plenty.
done.
No, keep going.
Thanks for your faith in me, though. So I've had this bag that I threw together of the last things left from the stash exchange 2 years ago. When I started a bunch of Stephen West sweaters. This is a sweater called Royally Striped. And it's one of those giant boucle balls of yarn that Joann's had in the early 2000s.
Huh?
And then some very interesting novelty yarn that has these little
little worms.
Yeah, and I love them and hate them at the same time. I'm pulling them through to make sure they're all on the right side. I think it's going to be a cool texture when it's done, but I can't tell if are you skin tags?
Yeah, it's an interesting texture.
Yeah, but I like it. It's grown on me.
What is the name of the sweater?
Royally Striped.
Okay.
It's sort of basically you're using short rows and striping to make a ring, and the intention is that you could wear it like a knit swirl. You could wear it long with the long part of the body down, or flip it over and have a short sweater with a dramatic collar. And this has been very chill knitting because it's all garter stitch.
Nice.
And it has an interesting construction that's still fun to see how it comes together. But it's actually kind of just easy knitting.
Yeah.
Here's Steven wearing that. I don't have a cool headpiece like he's wearing.
Oh yeah.
His
Okay.
headpiece is distracting.
Yeah.
I just want to see the sweater.
And I have, this is going to be part of the stripes. This is my blue, where his blue is a burgundy with gold flowing through it. And my sleeves, which he did kind of in that umber color. I was thinking about going back and getting it because you want, like, he has black, white, a royal blue, and like a really rich, almost, it actually looks like glitter from Malabrigo, like a
It would go well with,
ambery
because you
brown.
have a lot of goldish accents, so the umber would play nicely with it.
Well, then I reevaluated what yarn was here, and the sleeves are just going to be pink.
Oh, and there you go.
So this is almost like very monochromatic. It's like a peachy color, a magenta, a burgundy, and like a ballerina pink and a darker pink, which I think will make this interesting construction a little more wearable because it's not like too crazy in the colors. This texture is real interesting, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Trey Stephen West.
Well, yeah. Okay, so royally striped. And then, of course, we're all working on class samples. And
Ooh. Is that
I'm
crochet?
making- it is crochet. So it's
That crochet
a
color
hat
work.
called Hekla, Hekla. I'm offering it in November. There will be 4 crocheted hats if you're interested in the class schedule. And this yarn I got from the new yarn shop in Simi,
Oh yeah.
And
What's the name of that place?
the Knitting Lounge.
Okay.
She was really excited to tell me about this yarn. She's like, I think she said she's the only place in Southern California that carries it, and she's very like that thing of that you're excited about, and you figure everybody who's in the know knows.
Yeah.
I have no idea what this is.
Okay.
It's called Knitting for Olive.
I have heard of that brand.
Okay, I had not. It feels nice in the skein.
Oh, it's really, it's got a creaminess to it.
It's energetic. It's multi-ply.
Very
I think
squishy.
It's 4-ply.
And what's
you
the
get-
fiber again?
Extra fine merino.
Oh, I like it.
Untreated.
It's probably great for color work.
It's kind of nice when you get
Actually,
something that's not super wash.
yeah. And you get 250 meters to 50 grams. So it's like
Oh,
very light fingering.
Mm-hmm.
$11 a skein.
Okay.
So pretty good price. And then she had a coordinating mohair that looked like it was just the usual lace weight measurements. Of, probably 225 to 25 grams. But at $12 for high quality,
that's not bad at all.
marine,
Yeah.
whatever that is, lace mohair. Lace weight mohair is a very good deal. So far, it's a little splitty for crochet, but it still really feels really good. So I'm happy with it.
Have you noticed? So, are there some yarns that behave better with one type of fiber work over another?
You mean knitting versus crochet?
Yeah,
I think to me it's more textural. So even though it's a pretty
this is
energetic,
really pretty.
Ply,
Mosaic crochet.
it's pretty splitty.
I want to take that class.
and that's not fun for crochet.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got hot pink.
I like your
I
colors.
got a pink called Ballerina.
Oh, see, it's almost. It's a
It's so like
pale.
Yeah.
I almost don't. At first glance, I didn't see the pink, but now next to the pink, I see it.
The
Yeah, on its
yellow,
own, it looks a lot more
almost
pink.
white.
Yeah.
Oh, by itself, you think?
Then in your
Oh,
work,
in this,
it looks
okay.
very much more pale in there. I
wonder
think.
if I should have let it touch the pink. Oh well. There'll be enough to
It
make
looks
another.
great.
I have 1,000 yards to make one hat.
Yeah.
Even with crochets eating up more, I think I'll have enough to make a second. The yellow is mustard, and the dark color is I think called moose brown.
I love that
I've never
brown.
seen a moose in real life. But
It's kind of like
it's
if
called dark moose.
it's kind of like
Like
if charcoal and brown got together.
Oh.
Like the
Like the
animal.
animal, not the dessert.
Chocolate and brown got together. Chocolate and black got together.
If charcoal and brown got together, it's
Charcoal.
Like a dark taupe.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's lovely. It's nice and dark and rich without being black.
Yeah, I like it.
So you can like get a little bit of light.
It's
when
got an
you're-
earthiness to it. I really
Yeah.
like it.
And the hot pink is actually called pink daisies.
That's a good pink.
And I think you can order online from her.
I think she started as an online.
I think so too.
Because I was doing some research to be like, what is this thing? And it looked like it was mostly online first.
Yeah. Her name is Karin. She's very lovely. It's an interesting little spot. I've never shopped in the Simi Valley Town Center, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Simi.
And it is like an open air mall. But they have there's a quilt store. There is a maker space.
I've been to the quilt store.
Yeah, Quilty Pleasures.
Yes, I have been there.
That's a very cute name.
There was a maker space across from the yarn shop, and there were also like a fine art kind of open craft workshop space, and then like a drawing academy. So I'm like, this is like a lot of creativity and
it's a weird
in
little
the spot.
mall thing. Yeah.
So that it seems like a cool little spot. Unfortunately, it's hard for me to get to.
Yeah, I'm literally never going to be over there without making it a mission
destination.
To do so,
Exactly. But I think it was worth it. Like, I got some good stuff.
Okay.
The main exciting thing was this new to me knitting for Olive yarn. I got some Malabrigo. I got some Ella Ray.
Nice.
I think that's about it. So those are. Oh, and I'm working on the 100 square countdown from Alt Knots.
What is that?
The Halloween one?
Yeah, so I'm supposed to make one granny square a night.
Oh.
Which is working better for me to batch, one night a week or twice a week, batch up 5 of them. And I've decided to add a 6th color, so my blanket will be just a little bit bigger. So I'm on task for that.
Nice.
That's awesome.
5 things is not bad.
That's not
when
bad
you're
at all.
struck with startitis.
I think that's pretty reasonable.
A mild flare up, I guess. So,
Karin?
Karin, what you working on?
Well, I totally dove into startitis.
It's okay.
Because I was, when you have to focus on one thing only for weeks at a time, and you're like, I know and I'm not done with it, and I really should get going, but I just had to take a 1 week break, of which case I've started lots of things. I mean, so the thing in my hand is going to be a class sample. Is called Fizz by Dawn Barker of Barker Wool, and I've got a couple different 3 different projects of hers that are in the assigned pooling, and I had to look up what is assigned pooling versus planned pooling, because some people on the were like, I'm so offended that she is saying that she invented this thing. It's like, okay, planned pooling has been around for a long time, but that's not what she's claiming. She's claiming assigned pooling, which is different. Planned pooling requires, you did the class at Kappa, a little bit of math or something like that, where you figure it's not sort of.
It's a test cast on, see how things line up, and then you kind of pull me to line them up as you go.
This isn't that. This is just, here's a pattern and here's a general pattern, and when you come up with this blop of yarn of color, this little pop of color, you're going to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
When you run out of that color, you resume your trip. It's like you take a little, like you're doing this road trip on this pattern, and you're going along Route 66 or whatever, and when a pop of color comes on, and you've turned off to go see the world's largest ant farm.
I was hoping you would say it was like Punch Buggy.
Punch Buggy. We used to call it Popeye. I guess it's a different kind of game, but also invite.
That's when you punch your brother if you see a bug, a Volkswagen.
Oh, see it.
That's what I'm talking about.
The one I was talking.
I feel like you were going to punch someone in the eye, like it says.
No. Popeye. You punch
Popeye?
someone in Popeye is you can only play it like at dusk or in the evening. It's when you see a car that only has one headlight on.
Oh.
Like a Popeye.
Yeah.
And then you pop the person who didn't say it first.
There you go.
In the arm.
Yeah, that's the same spirit.
Yeah, violence. Yeah, familial violence. Yeah.
Yeah, same spirit.
So I did get some yarn. I got a yarn kit for one of the projects that I'll talk about in a minute from Dawn Barker. But I was looking for assigned, because assigned pooling is yarn that is dyed specifically. So it's not just like a variegated. You have one that has a distinctive larger. It's not a long area, but like let's say 1/4 of it of your skein length is one color or dominant to one color, and everything else is like background, right? So this one I actually bought Yarn Snob by Keith or something like that. Yarn.
I don't know it.
Well, I ended up having to buy a kit because it's lovely for a shawl that I decided I wasn't going to make because I just wanted the yarn. So I have an extra skein. And it is, where is it? Oh, here it is. So this is, I got it from I want to call it Yarn Barn because I just really like that name. And someone else said, I want to go to a yarn barn. Wouldn't that be great? But it's not called Yarn Barn. It's just Yarn Club. But in our head, we're calling it Yarn Barn. Okay, so the float shawl was designed by the same designer of the Fizz, but done with Yarn Snob Keith's yarn. Anyway, so this is a cream colored with neon pops of pink and orange and yellow, and I'm loving it.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. So it's for a longer cowl that is done in linen stitch, and we haven't really done linen stitch in anything in a while. So, and when I get to the color pop, it's a tiny bobble, but it's pearl yarn over pearl, and then pearl those two together right away. So there's no rows of anything going back and forth. It's a blurb
for your bobble makers.
I hesitate now to do tiny bobbles with anybody because I
they're
appreciate
hot.
you too.
The tiny bobbles are very hot. Honestly, I haven't really had to help anybody with bobbles. It's been just serendipitous.
Katie's been awfully nice and awfully quiet.
I mean, I helped with that sweater. I just kind of play dumb when they're on the bobble row.
I don't know. I can't help you.
No, I never say I can't help you.
Oh.
I just, can I take your bobble out and start you fresh?
I usually just
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not spending the mental energy to try to figure out where in this
yeah.
bobble you are.
I couldn't tell you how
it's
to
just
make
so
that
much
bobble.
easier.
I just take them back to the first stitch of the bobble.
And let them find their way after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How will they learn?
How will they learn?
And they're
That's
learning very well.
Okay, so yeah, I'm kind of I've got a couple of garment sweater thingies because if I'm in that mode where I just really want to make a bunch of sweaters. So
because it's early autumn.
Yeah.
That's a lie. It's early October.
Why
Why does that sound more honest than early autumn?
Right? We're closer to autumn than we are to October.
So the other one, another sweater I'm doing is the Vesuvius tee, and it's crochet. It's like it's really just double crochets and single crochets, and you're doing little clusters
really
and chains and.
Yeah, I remember you talked about it last time. It's a cute pattern.
I'm continuing because I had to put it on pause so I could get at least half of my own pattern done. But I'm almost ready to join and go down the rest of the body. I've got the two fronts. The neckline is fine. All the stitches are fine. And miraculously, the color on the yarn from the different balls just sort of
works.
They work.
Yep.
Because I think I'm actually going to get through the orange part and start into the pinky part. So in the front might match up to the back, but if it doesn't, I don't care.
Yeah. I think when you do a self-striping yarn, I mean, we all do it because, like, I was stressing out on my, what was that sweater last year? What is that sweater?
Part of me thinks I should care about it, but honestly, when
do
it's on my body, I don't.
Stress in
no,
your life?
I don't. Yeah,
that's my point.
I'm having fun not thinking about it.
Nice.
So,
well, this is a perfect example of the article I like to quote from Vogue Knitting. Who knows when? Vivian Hawksborough had like a 1-page article that was the sum of it was start as many things as you want, because there's something creatively fulfilling that you need to satiate with that thing that's calling for you to start.
So continuing with the assigned pooling, I actually have a finished assigned pooling thing, but I'll talk about that in the next segment. This is a sweater called Murder of Crows.
Oh yeah,
and it's the same tiny bobble, but it's a little more comfortable because it's stockinette. It was kind of interesting doing the little bobbles on wrong side with the short row shaping. And I like that she does German short rows. Or if she didn't, that's what I did. So
When you say it was interesting, is that because like maneuvering both things was challenging to keep track of, or does it make the fabric do something interesting?
well, she makes a note specifically like if your tiny bobble lands on a place that you do it a short row, don't do the bobble. Don't do the bobble. Focus on the part
explicit.
that's it's okay not to do it if you end up with a short row turning that is of color. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It works just fine. And this is her yarn, and it has it's superwash, but it doesn't feel like superwash to me. You can
say Lester. It feels good.
which I never understand. It looked like Leicester. I can't speak British very well.
It's like
Why would you put all those
Worcestershire sauce.
Why do you put all those letters in if you're not going to say them? Why not just cut the letters out that you're not going to say?
I don't know.
It's not just like you're ignoring one letter. There's like
That's a
whole
pretty
bunch of
bold claim for a native English speaker to make.
yeah. As a speaker of a where we take other languages and okay, but that's English to English.
Yeah,
I
two
can
countries separated by a common language.
And I had to get so this is the background is very taupey, and this one's all kinds of greens, and of course
you coordinated your point protector.
I have, I never thought I needed point protectors, but the gals here have got so many really adorable point protectors, and these are the only things that would make these little avocados cuter is if they had faces.
True enough.
They're just like,
But should they be cuter? Is that responsible? I'm awaiting some cute point protectors, and I like never use point protectors.
That's why I haven't bought any,
lose
because I'm
them.
like, I'm gonna lose them, and I
Yeah.
don't really need them,
I
so I'm
wanted
not
a
gonna buy
treat.
any.
I wanted a treat. They're supposed to come next week.
okay.
Nice.
So the last major thing that I'm still working on, but I got half of it done and blocked, and is one of my own patterns, and I learned a lot when I'm glad I didn't wait to block it, because there's some adjustments that I needed to make in just the dimensions. The numbers are not going to change, but it's not going to be quite as wide because Tunisian crochet does not stretch widthwise. It stretches lengthwise, but widthwise you can only get it because it's just the nature of the stitch. But okay, so here's again examples of the two different skeins.
Yeah,
Two different colorways. They look,
You can actually tell in this one they look wildly different.
but not. I wouldn't say wildly. I mean,
Well,
definitely
it's not
there's
like Whatchamahoochie from Malabrigo, Anniversario.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Where it's like, how could those both be the same color?
But when you ball them up, they're very, very different. So tell me what you think of how they got blended.
Oh, that's really pretty.
Oh yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, you never know.
So when this is blocked, the bottom, it has its own natural scallop. The bottom will keep its scallop, and the top at the neck will stay raw, and it'll keep a scallop
Cute.
edge. But you'll block like where the seams will be. That gets blocked a little straighter.
I don't think you said what it is.
It is a sweater called Twisted Cape
Nice.
with a C. I don't know. I still don't know what kind of sweater to call it. I mean, it's not really, so it's two rectangles. It's not really a poncho, but it's kind of a poncho. Is it a wrap? Is it a sweater?
It's whatever you call it.
I don't know what to call that.
Is it a swancho?
It's
Kind of a swancho.
Okay, it's a swancho.
Very swancho-y.
Okay.
I tried to say the word with a straight face
I've
and
been
it didn't
so-
work out.
Cautious not to say poncho because that has an
yeah.
ethnic connection that's not my culture. But a swancho, Stephen West made that up, so I'm going for it.
Unless he's patented it, and then maybe not, but
I don't think he has. Maybe.
copywritten the swancho.
Swans.
Swants.
Swants.
My daughter and I made some swans.
I made swants.
You guys
That was
actually
fun.
completed swants?
Well, I didn't knit
I
the
No,
swans.
started-
no, they're the ones that you take a
Take a
knit sweater
sweater
from the thrift store and you cut them.
Oh.
And you close up the neckline.
Yep.
But he has a pattern for swans, and I started it.
He
but
does
I'm
have a
like,
knitted pants pattern, but
Yeah.
that's not the swants.
No.
The
Yeah.
swants was like a post on his blog, like, I don't know, 10 years ago.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
been a while.
at
Because
least.
I made them
Ooh.
4 years ago and it wasn't a new idea. Maybe 5 years ago.
I forgot about another sweater. Why do I have 3 sweaters going on?
I want to start that sweater so bad, but I haven't.
Okay. Did I already talk? Last time, did I talk about summer sweater?
You did.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
That's when I learned that its name is summer sweater. How inventive.
How inventive. But yeah, I'm loving it.
Nice.
I love that color.
It's the same color
Yeah.
as, well, it's a little more purpley
Yeah.
than Anne's.
What's yours called?
This one
Moose.
is some kind of plum. Something
okay.
plum. Summer plum. I don't know. The main...
When you said that, like a sense memory triggered. Like a really rich, dark plum. That was weird.
Oh. The thing that's been distracting me from getting all this is I got back into Stardew Valley. Talk about a time suck. But I'm making progress. My husband's like, "Oh, you're doing Farmville." I'm like, "No, it's completely different than Farmville."
How dare you?
How dare you?
Dante was tapping away at his phone when I came in one evening, and I think we were supposed to leave, or he was in my way, or I needed him to like stop what he was doing. So I was like, "Stop your Tappy Bird, and move on." He's like, "What is Tappy Bird?" My husband says it's an old meme, but it checks out.
I know. Tappy Bird's dead.
How have I never heard of Tappy Bird?
It was Flappy Bird.
Oh,
but,
Flappy Bird.
It
But
was
you had
like,
to,
it was a
tapping game.
Yeah,
Wasn't
really
it?
hot. Like, I don't know, 10 years ago, and then it was like a meme that the people who still had it downloaded on their phone could still play it, and you couldn't download it anymore. So it was like R.I.P. Flappy Bird, and now I don't think anybody can play it. But...
R.I.P.
Remember that game that was like early in these silly games where it was like you were placing cows, and once you like got to a critical mass of cows, they all like exploded.
I
and
don't
it ended.
remember this.
That would be such a fun game. How did I
It's
miss
from
that?
A long time ago.
I don't know that one.
Early 2000s, I would say.
I was thinking,
the same time as the Buffet yarn I'm working with.
yes. I was thinking about like the OG Angry Birds, which I was also really into, and that was when we first were married. I remember that.
I was a latecomer to Angry Birds, but it really is quite fun.
Yes, I have not played any of the like different iterations of it, but I was at my sister's house and we were playing Mario Kart, and I'm very good at Mario Kart. But, like, my almost 9-year-old nephew is also getting very good at Mario Kart, so I was like, I gotta go home and practice.
Yeah.
So I've been playing Mario Kart.
Use it or lose it.
Yeah.
That's what skills are about. Have you guys heard about the new New York Times game?
No.
It's, Kevin just told me about it this week. It's called Connections. I haven't played today.
Is it like a Wordle once a day thing?
Like Wordle once a day. They give you 16 words in tile form, and you have to, like, put them together in, like, they all go together in some way. Some of it's kind of esoteric. So far, I played twice. So far, I have not done well.
Yeah.
I was very proud of myself that I got one set of 4 together. You get 4 you can make 4 mistakes. It's kind of fun, though. I feel like it's a little bit more like if you're like, I'm a word jumble person, which that's more of like a spatial reasoning plus words, right? That's what I think Wordle's about. And then Connections feels like a little bit more if you're a crossword person.
Yeah.
And which I'm not. I've never really been.
I am neither
So
of
you might like
those.
Connections, yeah.
Did you play the one, I don't remember what it was called, but it was so hard, and it was like guess the word, and you put in any word, and it tells you like a percentage of how close you are to the word based on like the relativity of it.
Yeah.
Kevin played that, and
It's
I never
very
did.
possible.
Very
because
briefly.
It didn't seem like
Like
it was
twice,
gonna give
and then
me,
I was done.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it was going to give me any kind of reward.
And you could have like infinite tries, and like
Oh.
you could get closer and farther away from it, but it was so freaking hard.
yeah,
I'd spend like all day trying to figure it out. I was like, this game is not for me.
I like puzzles, but only to the point where I'm getting joy and reward
Yes.
out of them.
At some point, it is not rewarding and
And I
fun.
feel like I could probably, if I play Connections enough, like kind of get in the right mindset to be successful at it. Whereas, if it were any harder than it is, I've been like, no,
Done.
great, fun. Kevin,
I don't want to play a game that makes me feel stupid.
right. We were sitting in the car together, and I bring it up, and he's like leaning over me. I'm like, were people watching you when you did this? And he had just shared that he plays it in front of his whole class when they have extra time.
So yes.
Well, yeah, but were they looking over your shoulder?
I was proud of myself because I beat James at Flickle today. And he's very good at Flickle.
I love Flickle.
but he sent me, and I don't usually play, but if he knows that I'm going to know the movie, he'll send me it to be like, here, see what you got. And he, I think, got it on the last clue. I think I got it on the second or third.
I haven't played that in a real long time because I got, it's fits and spurts. Like
yes.
either I'm 100%, I'm doing all the games.
Yes.
Or I'm doing none.
I was proud of myself today. Well, do we want to do what we finished?
Yeah. What have we finished?
What have we finished? I have finished, a couple of things. Let me find my list. Okay, I finished my first Tolsta tea. I like the green one, which I don't remember if it was finished last time or not. But
I saw you wearing it
yes.
on the Instagram.
I think, but I don't know if I had finished it. But it's done.
It's gorgeous.
I haven't blocked it, and it's been too warm to wear. But
does it need a block?
It doesn't need it. I think it looks fine, but I would like it to be a little bit more relaxed in the fit, so I could block it, and I would be happy with it. I'm happy with it as it is, but
the way the stripes worked out on that
that's
is
even. That's a cotton blend, right?
Yeah. Cotton and I don't remember what.
One more month. You'll be wearing it all the time, and it won't be too hot. Won't be too cold.
Yeah, well, probably not one more month. I'm going to give it at least
month and a half.
Maybe 2.
Yeah. Well, I have this hope because I believe it is confirmed that we're in an El Nino cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's going to lead to a wet October, I hope.
Yep.
Okay.
So maybe like I'm budgeting for 6 more weeks of extreme awful heat.
I think that is optimistic.
Sometimes
this year has been weird, so maybe it'll be weird still.
Do you want to catch the blue moon this week?
Yeah, I looked at it yesterday.
I kind of wish it really were blue.
Yeah, that would be cool. I was looking out the window and I was like, isn't it supposed to be blue? And James was like, no, actually it's blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm kidding you. I know it's not actually blue.
And it's kind of a dumb term, like once in a blue moon, as if, like, actually that happens a few times a year.
Yeah.
So it's not...
But not like
there's not going to be another one until 2037.
No, that's the super blue moon. That's not going to happen.
This is a super blue moon.
Yeah, but even then, I guess it depends on how what it is you're talking about. But
I still love blood moons best. The super blood moon.
Remember the super blood wolf moon? That was an exciting one, and it always looks the same.
Yeah, I mean sometimes the super moon is like so big in the sky, but because that's an optical illusion for us, you can never capture it. I have this thing about how I think it's lucky when you see the moon out during the day, which I know is not true. Like, it's science. I could know when it happens, but I'm always excited when I see it out during the day. So James sent me a picture of it today on his way to work, and it was the full moon out during the day, and I was like, oh, that's really lucky.
Well, I like it for 2 reasons. I like being able to see it during the day, and it also means it'll be dark enough that it won't be shining in my windows, and I'll get to sleep better.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so I finished that. I made 2 of the Alpen beach bags. Not beach bag, excuse me, belt bag. It's a pattern by...
What you were just toting around?
Yes.
So cute.
It's a pattern by Center Street Quilts. The first one I made, I needed a bag for a concert, and I thought this would be a good one. So this is my first one. It is with a white background, gold, sort of celestial print with like little moons and suns. Speaking of the moon. And then gold hardware and a black strap. And it is like a really great summer bag because I don't need that much stuff with me. So this one I made to wear to a concert. And then I was like, oh, I want one of those that's like a little bit more neutral to wear every day. Which is my... this one. Which is my like everyday bag that I made.
Very cute fabric.
Yeah. This is like a homespun navy blue with white and peach and that kind of ochre color. There's a little bit of a brighter blue. This fabric I bought to make curtains for our trailer. And I made the curtains and I had leftover, so I was like, I'm going to use it for this bag. And then it's got like a little peach accents and the same gold hardware because it came in a 2-pack, most of it. So I had enough left over to make another one. But it's a great pattern. This first one I made, I did like the whole shebang, and it's got pockets on the inside, which I didn't really end up utilizing the pocket, so I left it out of the second version of it because I didn't really need it. So I made 2 of those along the same lines as the belt bags. Same designer, Center Street Quilts. She has a new pattern for the Sunny Side Up pouch, and I made 4 of those.
Oh boy.
Just because it ended up being real fun. Where is it? Anne has one of them that I gave her for her birthday.
Well, there we go. Yeah, so I keep seeing this in her feed,
Yes.
and I think it's so cute.
And then, so her Anne's is like a cute little floral with a blue binding.
That's so cool.
I love the way you quilted it to accent the...
Yeah, it was fun. A little freeform quilting. The other ones I've made are this black background with like the hot pink mushrooms, and then like a hot pink lightning print, and then I think it's just gray on the inside. But it's fun because it like opens up flat.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're using it for like tools that you need, it's like a nice little tray, and then you zip it up and it looks like a little taco. And then the big one that I made for myself is like 80s roller rink carpet.
I was going to say it looks like Eleven's jumpsuit.
Yes. And then a little stripe accent, and it's yellow on the inside.
Adorable.
Very fun pattern, really quick make. I was also thinking, like, if you stop at one point before you add the zipper, you have, like, hot pads.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's like a hot pad. You fold it in half and you put a zipper on it.
Yeah, it's super cute. The quilting is adorable. I didn't see how you quilted the mushrooms.
Little crosshatch.
Cute.
And then this is the smallest version that I've used for my, like, knitting notions.
That's adorable.
It's a really fun pattern. So I made a bunch of those just for funsies. I made, what else? A couple things that I just have pictures of, nothing to like actually show, but last year I was contacted by a lady who wanted me to crochet her a Christmas stocking, and I said yes, I would do it because she asked me in July.
Nice.
She did it again this year, so
Very
I
thoughtful.
made another
I
granny
saw
square.
The ends, so I was like, I wonder if
Yes.
that will be in Katie's report.
Which I thought I took a picture of, but I don't see it here.
Is
I
it
think-
the same as last year's?
It is. It's got a different name on it.
Ah.
Last year's was Johnny. This year is Jose.
Aw.
So Jose, I hope you enjoy your Christmas stocking. I have a picture of it somewhere. I'll find it. And
Check
I made
our Instagram for it.
yes. My not really nephew, but my cousin's son turned 2, and I made him a little book bag. It's too big for him because he's very small. So the bag is it's like a tote bag. It's almost as big as him.
Aw.
But I used a pattern. I have to see if I can find it because I can't remember the designer. But it's called Tall Tales is the name of the paper piece pattern.
That's the cute like book pattern.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like pieced books. I do have a picture of that I put together into a little tote bag. So the little books I fussy cut out the
very
print,
cute.
and then
I remember you were working on that.
yeah, and then I realized his birthday was like this coming week, and I was like, oh shoot, I have to finish Bobby's present. So I made 8 blocks, put 4 on the front and 4 on the back, and made it into a little tote bag, and I gave it to his mom basically, and I was like, use it at the library or the bookstore. And then the last thing I made was a quick and dirty quilt for my cousin Samantha. She moved to DC for a year for grad school, and I was like, I want to make her something because it's also her birthday. A couple days ago was her birthday. And I was like, I really want to make her like, she loves Halloween fall. I want to make her like a Halloween quilt, but it's got to be done quick. And then I was like, I'll see what I can do. And then I went into my studio and I was like, let me see what I have. I had a whole finished quilt top. I was like, oh, I'll just finish this.
Ta-da!
So I put a backing on it and I finished a little fall quilt.
It.
It's a jelly roll race.
Oh, with
top.
the fleece on the back.
Oh, I love
With-
the backing too.
Isn't the black backing
Sunflowers
cute?
and pumpkins.
Perfect.
Yep, fleece on the back. Cute and cozy, easy peasy, and it's done. So I'm going to put it in the mail to her tomorrow.
Lucky girl.
Very cozy.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was like, oh, maybe I have something started.
See,
I'm like, I definitely had something started.
This is why we start things, and it's okay to have UFOs
Yeah, of course it
because
is.
it's just waiting for the right occasion.
It's the perfect occasion. I was like, I need a quilt. Oh, look at this. It's already half done. And that I just did some really quick wavy quilting lines on it and put a binding on it, and it's done.
It looks good.
Thank you. Those are all the things I finished.
That's a good list.
Thank you. Anne?
I was starting a lot of things.
Yes.
So I was very busy with that. But I did finish.
Couldn't be bothered.
No. I did finish my Morelia,
Morelia.
which it needs to be blocked.
Did you talk
Oh,
about
that's
this?
Yes.
pretty.
This was the pattern that I was like, this will be great movie theater today.
Yeah.
Except it starts with lace. But by the time I actually got to go
So
see
cute.
Oppenheimer, I was in the stockinette. It is way fun. The lace pattern is fun. It's easy. It's like a 6-row repeat, and it's over like 10 stitches. So it's like something easy to memorize.
Yes, it looks great.
I think it's a very well written pattern. The only thing I did was I sprinkled in some short rows to raise the back neckline.
Yeah.
But I'm really, really happy with it, and it's in our favorite yarn.
It's such a cute color too. I love that.
That's our favorite yarn. And they have, I think there's 5 self-striping.
I think they should have a sponsorship for us. Because
Right. Yeah.
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 Yeah, Michael's give us free yarn.
Studio.
When it
Owners rave
blocked,
about
it'll
it.
be more obvious that it has like a shirt tail, like curve. In the
Oh
back.
yeah, very cute.
So there is, I think, a very ugly purple, green, and gray stripe.
Okay.
And then the rest are just more monochromatic. I think there's like a maybe dark grays to light gray.
Mm-hmm.
There is, the pinks are kind of more contrasty. I think it goes to like from a dark pink to almost white. And then there's a very pretty blue. But I already have a blue striped sweater. So I keep picking it up and telling myself, no.
I really like this like sagey green,
Yeah.
like celadon kind of color.
Exactly. So this one's just so subtle and soft that I had no reservations about making lace in it.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, and you just described the colorway perfectly. So that's my finished knitted thing.
Yay.
Or yarny thing. And then I finished 3 sweaters. Just nonchalant.
Wow.
Just 3 sweaters.
Just 3.
3 shirts for Kevin. Which I probably will only have 1 photograph of. I thought he'd wear them this week. And I would take a picture of him in the morning wearing them. Which that would be novel instead of on the hanger.
Yeah.
But he only wore 1 this week.
Oh,
But he wore it to school. I want to show you guys.
Make him try them on and pretend that he's going someplace
I
in them.
might.
Just you
Well,
can get pictures on the body.
We are going to a national park this weekend, so one of them is the national parks fabric.
Oh yes.
So
Gotta
he
wear that.
may wear that to Yosemite. We'll see. So every year he wears a mask or a helmet, like a astronaut helmet. What is this?
What is this?
Well, I'm trying to think. It's
Is there
one
a
of the
special
clone
occasion for that, or
troopers.
he just likes the helmet?
Well, he wears it for his ID picture.
Oh, nice.
So this is the collection of the last 7 years. I actually think he's missing some because I don't see Boba Fett and I don't see Darth Vader, which I think were in the early years.
Cute.
I
I like the dog.
That's when the Inhumans was on TV. Which lasted 1 season. It was a Marvel TV series.
Yeah.
It starred Anson Mott and Ewan.
That show did not have the budget. There's a point where they put all the budget in her hair. And then, I mean, we saw this thing was supposed to magically be coming along the floor, and you could see the yarn that was pulling it along. It was
I
so
love
badly
Anson
budgeted.
Mott, so that's what I'm paying attention to when he's on screen.
Okay.
I do not remember this problem with the hair. But there was a giant dog that could teleport you everywhere. So Dante wanted to be that dog for Halloween.
I wanted so badly to love that because it was a great concept.
So this year's
anyway.
is the creature from the Black Lagoon.
I love the Black Lagoon. That's one of
But-
my favorite movies.
That's an incredible
But
picture.
I mean, it's framed really well. But I'll show you the picture of the shirt he's wearing because it's the one that I took a picture of.
Yeah, you can't see it in the picture.
You can't see it at all.
Oh.
And it's not his usual style shirt, so I know it's not like his favorite.
Uh-huh.
But it has flounders and it has spiny lobsters, which is why I knew I'd get away with picking just the fabric, and crabs. And I'm like,
they
you have to
zoomed
wear
in on
that
his
when
head.
when you do your creature from the Black Lagoon picture, because in all of them you can see his shirt, a lot of his shirt, which is sort of why he also gets away with it,
Yeah.
because he's recognizable for this wardrobe of shirts. So he gets away with it for the ID picture. He's hoping,
I was wondering how do they let him do that for an ID picture?
I don't know, but my kids have taken this up of not taking their school pictures seriously, which
Oh no.
I don't buy them, so I don't care.
Yeah.
Last year, Mirabella just stared awkwardly at the camera
Nice.
with like her craziest eyes, And I'll show
Crazy
you.
eyes.
And she's like plotting for next year. And I'm like, it has to actually be an ID picture for you.
Right.
So you can't go too crazy because she's like, I'm going to bring those pink goggles for school. Wear those. So this is Dante's. He's making like the smirky, sarcastic guy face. Yeah. And he's making plans for next year that he's going to do like a nose, because she had like a little bit of a smile in her picture. He's going to do like the dead, just stare at you like a serial killer. Should I be worried?
Maybe.
So I finished 3 shirts for Kevin.
Nice.
That was the point of that
That was
story.
awesome.
Karen, what have you finished?
Well, this will be really quick. I finished one thing
All
because
right, rock on.
Starditis took over.
It's okay. I'm with you.
But this was the remember I said I actually finished an assigned pooling thing.
Mhm.
So I repurposed because I got a lot of that dash by Barocco, and this is called Spot,
It's super cute.
and
It works great with that yarn.
It works
really
really
cute.
well. One thing that she shows it with these series of noops, which is another form of bobble,
Yes.
but I'm denying it because it's called something else.
Noops are harder.
No, don't say that.
Okay, anyways.
Noops are,
noops are great. They're
Yeah.
fun. They're easy. Everybody should
So-
do them. They actually are.
They are. They are.
Yeah.
So what it is you're just going along in this two stitch pattern. You get a pop of color. You do a few noops. She makes it sound like you do as many loops as you have. So you have this ginormous loop noop on there, and
Of
I'm
one
like,
color.
of one color.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I kind of would hate that texture. So, and also trying to pull all of those, because as it is, these on a size 13 there's seven loops
Mhm.
for each one, and then you do a slip stitch in between so they kind of stand out. And for most of them, I could get 3 sets of 7. Some of them there are 2 sets of 2 7s and a 5, but it goes very quickly on a 13, and it makes a nice texture.
Yeah, it's really cool fabric.
Yeah. And since I still have a lot of balls of these, I might be making a bunch and giving them away for Christmas.
Nice.
So we'll see.
Or sell them in the boutique.
I might do that actually. So yeah.
And other people can give them away
And,
for Christmas.
I
Exactly.
do have a knitted cowl, but it's very different than this.
Yes. I
Cool.
have to look at her pattern and make sure, because some
If you
designers
can, yeah.
some designers say you may not make things of my pattern and sell those things, which
I
is
have-
not the same as like, you really think people are going to make bank off of the labor
know.
behind that? And they're not selling your pattern. So I don't know.
I found that crocheters tend to give permission most
Yeah.
often. I don't know. Just
Maybe because they're used to getting okay.
They probably- no, they probably just get more requests because crochet is so much faster. So for
Yeah.
things like boutiques, it makes more sense to crochet
Mhm.
things
Yeah,
than to knit them.
that's true.
well, that's very cute.
yeah.
Karen. That's going to be a fun technique.
Nice.
So,
What are we
obsessed?
excited about?
Yeah.
I have been very excited because season 2 of last year's favorite show is coming out October 5th.
Oh, I've been wondering.
So Our Flag Means Death season 2 is October 5th. And I'm
Wait,
very
oh,
excited.
we're not talking
Oh,
about
were you
Last
thinking of
of
a
Us?
different?
No.
No.
I mean, I like
My-
our flag
I'm-
names.
No, my favorite
I'm so
show.
disappointed.
My favorite show from
Yay.
last year
Oh.
is what I meant. Sorry. You didn't let me finish my sentence.
Well, you said our favorite show.
I said my favorite show.
I heard hour.
I might have said that. What I meant was my favorite show from last year, Our Flag Means Death. Season 2 is coming out October 5th. So I went back and I watched season 1 over the weekend, and I had a great time because I love it so
like
much.
that show. It's very funny.
Yes, so I'm very, very excited for season 2. So that's what I was excited
What was that?
about.
October when?
October 5th.
All
Season
right.
2.
It's very funny.
Big fan. Anne?
Sorry, we're all like a little let
Sorry.
down over here. And who knows when The Last of Us will be
Yeah, I
back
don't know.
because
I don't
of
know. I
the-
don't have any idea about that.
because of the writer's strike. I have 2 obsessions.
Okay.
The first one's going to be a pretty quick one, and the second one's going to require your phones.
Mm.
Do you have the Libby app, Karen?
The what?
Libby, Libby.
No.
Okay, so why don't you look for that? It's a free app. I'm gonna like peer pressure you into downloading it.
Okay.
And I'll talk about my first obsession while you.
Libby.
Yeah.
Not EY.
Why? Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm kind of in
Overdrive.
It replaced Overdrive. Yeah. I am a little obsessed with the automated decorations from Spirit Halloween.
Oh.
And it might be a hobby of mine until they go away, to go and just watch people react to them. Because a lot of them are just like you stand in front of it and says something spooky. But some of them have some really good jump scares that even though you know it's coming, it's great.
It's still fun to watch.
And
that would be fun to. You mean there's people that videotape this?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just gonna go watch it. Like on
you
Sundays after I go grocery shopping,
Yeah.
From Winco, I'm gonna go over to the Spirit Halloween right there and watch people react to them specifically. And I'm not ruining it because again, we're all intelligent people here. You know that it's gonna do something. So there is this big red devil. And I don't really like I think the devil is a real source of evil, so I don't like playing around with that. But this decoration is like already 6 feet tall at least. It's towering over me.
Okay.
You stand on a little sensor, it starts to activate, and it jumps out at you.
Okay.
And it gets,
no.
It's like
nope.
12 feet tall.
Oh, I've seen
And
this.
it comes
It
out
looks-
at you.
Yeah, I've seen this.
It got me. You didn't know I knew it was coming. And I was just by myself because Kevin and Bella were wandering around looking for something else. And I'm laughing because it's fun. And this little girl's watching me and she got scared with me kind of. So you're like looking and, connecting. And then while we were still in the store, I got to see like 2 or 3 other people react to it. And it's great.
I have an incredible Instagram reel or TikTok to send you if you haven't seen it, but it's like a mom and she's like, oh, they opened a new Spirit Halloween in like her living room. And she's got like 4 kids and they're all like posed and there's like a little button on the ground. She steps on it and they go like, wah, or like whatever the thing is. It's so cute. I'll send it to you.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be just my little like light
My
every
library's
once
not
in a
here.
while. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, my other obsession, I'm like such a geek about this. Okay, so we have our local libraries. We have a wealth of wonderful libraries in Ventura County.
Mhm.
But how would you like access to the Los Angeles County Library right now? Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now. Okay, so you can select your library. You can pick any library.
Search for a library.
Yeah. I was going to sit on this till book club, but it's just too good. I am
Yeah.
like, if I'm being honest, this is the thing I'm obsessed with.
What library am I looking for?
Los Angeles County.
Los Angeles Public Library. All I had to put was LOS and it kind of popped up.
Yep.
Los Feliz on Hillhurst.
No, you want Los Angeles County.
It says, LA, not LA Public, but LA County Metro. Okay.
Hold on, let me look at what my actual library is. as I
Los
guide
Angeles
you through
Public Library. That's the one that came up for me.
I think.
Oh,
I
on
picked the
5th
first
Street.
one.
There's one on 5th Street.
Yeah,
And
it's just
74 and
Los
74 other.
Angeles Public
Does it look like
Library.
this?
Um,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I want a card.
I would like a card. Okay.
Okay, and then use your phone number. So put in your cell phone number.
Okay. That's all I have to do?
Yeah. It's going to be like your name, and they're sending you a security code right now.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. This is very exciting.
while you guys are doing this, I'll tell you about the other fun thing I got at Spirit Halloween.
Copy.
So I'm doing that 100-day countdown, right? Which I'm
Mhm.
going to celebrate every year from now on. None of the like countdown things they're all kind of like more advent calendars that count down October. What?
We are not able to generate your.
So did you put in the whole security code?
It only
With
had
6
3 letters.
digits?
It only had 3
It's
letters.
6 digits. I kept because my phone kept showing me only the first 3,
Because I said it.
and
said
I had to try
copy.
like 3 times. I know.
My favorite thing about my
Okay,
iPhone
we'll try that
is
again.
that no, we were not able to generate a library card for
Oh.
your mobile phone number.
Did you get 6 digits?
Yeah,
It-
and I put in 6 digits.
84408.
Well, I don't know what the problem is because I was able to do it to 2 of my students who were here last night.
Okay.
Under the help of one of my other students who turned us on to the idea that every California citizen or resident is entitled to an LA County Library card.
Well, apparently not me because they won't let me do it.
So I was able to do it with Kevin's phone, my phone, 2 of the students, and then I couldn't get it on Dante's. Did it work?
Yes, because when I backed up and tried again, it gave me a different code, and the second code worked.
Yeah, maybe it's the code.
Okay. Is that my phone number?
It did take me 3 times to do it myself too. And if you're having trouble now, just come back to it because
it's worth it.
So if you're familiar with Libby, like you already use it.
I don't.
Okay. So I've been using it through the Camarillo Library, and you get 7 borrows in a month of whatever.
Yeah.
And you can also put 7 things on hold.
Okay.
The LA County Library is offering 30 items. Like, what would I be doing with 30? Because you can borrow as many magazines as you want, and none of those count against your hold.
Oh, that's cool.
So
yeah.
I have like 10 magazines in my phone right now.
Nice.
So if it's not magazines, what am I borrowing 30 of?
Right?
Oh, there's my library card.
So I'm sorry it didn't work.
I know.
Katie, but when it does work, it's magical.
Okay, I am excited about this because I use Hoopla for most of my listening, and there are things every once in a while. I use that in Cloud Library that I can't find.
And I'm
excited about
liking
this.
the Libby app over Hoopla. I'm not familiar with the Cloud Library.
Cloud Library is like bottom tier.
Yeah.
It works, but it's not great. Hoopla is fine.
Yes, I agree. Hoopla is fine. But I really am liking the Libby app over Hoopla. And they're all comparable to using Audible. And Libby actually uses Kindle if it's a preferred e-reader for you. So if you're already Kindle
Which is
friendly.
nice because I can't actually get Kindle books easily unless I'm on the laptop because
of the stupid apps they're buying on your phone versus buying from Amazon,
which is such a pain. So I actually stopped doing a lot of the Kindle.
It would be so interesting to figure out if they're saving so much from like the not paying to the app stores and making you go directly to their website for purchases versus because it's changed my buying patterns. So it's interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna try again with Dante's tonight. I don't know what
it doesn't
the
let me.
deal is.
Maybe I'll try tomorrow.
I'm sorry to tease you with
I know. I was
I'm
so
a monster.
excited. That's all right. I teased you with Last of Us.
Okay, so
so there.
Okay, so I've got a library card.
Yes.
What do I do?
So now you
Bar
can
stuff.
So you go to like the search window, and you
Subject,
can search for
format.
anything. Like, have you read our book club book yet?
Yeah, I finished it.
Okay,
That's
okay,
good.
me too. They have like a million books by
search.
N.K. Jemisin. I looked at that yesterday.
Ooh.
Again, this is more book club content, but I'm just gonna say it now.
Okay.
There was I'll say the whole list on book club, so come back for that. But there was somebody's reel had 5 books that she says she will not accept any criticism on. And 4 out of the 5 are books that I really like. And I can't remember all 5, but
Well, look at that. I can put it on. It says place on hold.
because somebody's borrowing that book.
Oh,
So-
because there's only so many digital things that they
Right,
put out. So
right.
I can put it on hold so that when it comes back.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
I want to borrow the 5th book because these other 4 were very agreeable to me. And it's A Little Life by Hanya. Her last name's a little challenging, so I have to read it.
It's called A Little Life.
A Little Life. The author's name is Hanya Yanagirha, and she has other books. So I put it on hold, and I'm 461st in line for the.
Oh,
wow.
So
Someday.
that's like 5 years from now, right?
Right.
No, it's estimating 13 weeks.
Okay.
Oh,
So they
that's
have a
cool that
ton
they
of
estimate it.
copies. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a ton of copies, and so there's just so much accessibility by going through this library system.
That's
but
awesome.
you can have as many libraries as you want. So like I have the Camarillo Library on there
Yeah.
too.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna update my Ventura County Library card.
Oxnard Public Library wasn't on there, and even I was surprised.
It is on Hoopla because that's what
Yeah.
I use.
Oh, okay. So maybe it's just not on that one. So I'll go through Hoopla.
So anyway, these are wonderful apps.
Nice.
People have been telling me forever, including you, Katie, of like I'm using the library app. You
Yeah.
can get that for free.
Yeah, why are
And
you
I've been
paying for
like,
it?
I'm not really allowed in library, which isn't true. I'm just not. I have to be disciplined about obeying the return policy.
Yeah, it's nice when your phone just does it for you.
Yes. So
Although it's not when you're like, oh, I wasn't done yet.
yes,
And then your
well, that's
book's
why
gone.
I had to listen to our book club book really quick. So I'm done already, which I don't like to be done this far ahead of.
Yeah.
Because
the
then
book club.
you forget stuff.
Yeah.
I do have
but
a physical copy if you want to.
But it's okay. Thank you. I put myself back on hold for the ebook, so that I can maybe read it before and read it slowly so I can catch the little things. Yeah. That is my big obsession. Nice. So please, when it works for you,
yes,
and you can
I'll do my best.
Recruit others.
Well, maybe I don't want to because they're gonna get the holds on the books that I want.
True. It's just what an age to
I
live
know,
in.
isn't it great?
For some things.
Yeah, that's true. I'm thinking libraries specifically.
Thanks for playing along with that. I hope that it works well and that you guys enjoy it.
Yes, thank you.
Karen, what are you obsessed with?
Other than Stardew Valley, which is keeping me from getting my work done, and sometimes keeping me up, because the thing about Stardew Valley is there's no in-app purchases or whatever, and you can never. It's not like other games that you play through a level and you're done in 5 minutes, or you run out of energy. You don't really run out of energy. You run out of hours in the day. It's got a 24-hour clock that's going on, and I think it maybe takes about 40 minutes to get through a day. But then you're like, okay, but it only saves when you go to bed, when your character goes to bed. Yeah. So if you stop part way, it'll restart that day, and whatever you did.
Can't you take a nap?
It's Groundhog Day.
Can't you take a nap to save?
So. Not, or if you can, I don't know about it.
I'll try it.
No, if you go to bed, you're done for the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but so I have figured out that, because there's little TV and there's little shows. I'm like, oh, whatever. I'm like, no, you want to do the weather report because it tells you if it's going to rain tomorrow or not. And then there's certain things you do, like you can only get certain fish on. There's some things you can only do on rainy days, or you want to save certain activities when you can't for rainy days since you can't do other things. But like, dang it, I missed someone's birthday and I had a pink cake made for them. And it's not real, but but her birthday's not going to come around for another year. But there's only 28 days in a season. All right. So okay,
it's only a short year.
Yeah, but I was like, so I always push it because, like, if you're not in bed by 2 a.m. in the game, then somehow you've passed out. And some person has said, "Oh, you should take better care of yourself. I found you laid out," and then you find out they stole from you.
Oh, no!
I'm like, damn, that was a really good pickaxe too. Now you can recover that for a small fee. So from the Adventurers Club. Oh, here, let me go look in my back room for it. That'll be 10,000. I don't know if it's that much, but anyway. So that's my assessment.
That's
nice. Cool. Well, I think that does it for us tonight. We'll see you guys next month. If you want to join us for book club, we're reading Mexican Gothic by Sylvia
Moreno Garcia.
Thank you. I could only remember 2 of the 3 words in her name.
Yep.
And that'll come out in a couple weeks. And check out new classes because they're out now. If you're listening to this like on the day of, if you get our newsletter, there's a coupon code in there for signing up for classes if you want to do that. And we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for listening.
Bye. Strings Unraveled is a production of Strings and Things Studio, with Anne Leckervin-Cazzoli, Kaity Von Rader-Fraker, and Karin Wilmoth. Recorded and edited by Kaity Von Rader-Fraker. Find us online at stringsandthingsstudio.com or on Facebook or Instagram at Strings and Things Studio. You can email us at stringsandthingsinfo@gmail.com.